This guy killed and murdered women just because he had an urge to do it. This is gracious David West. On paper, he was painfully ordinary. Ex-cult member, wandered around Port Harcourt, hung out in cheap hotels like half the city, and he had a type, women who were alone, usually hustling on the roadside. Eye kick. So he meets one woman he thinks looks good, pretends he's just a normal dude trying to unwind. She agrees to go with him. They hit a budget hotel, get some food, and then they handle adult activities. You don't need a dictionary for that part. Eventually, they both fall asleep. Or at least she does. David, meanwhile, is lying there, marinating in whatever twisted thoughts were sloshing around in his skull. And while she's out cold, he tries strangling her. She wakes up, fights back, and that's when things take a darker turn. However, he didn't stab her in a frenzy. Nope. He used the knife to threaten her that if anyone else apart from them wakes up, he'll unalive her, tied her up with strips of cloth, robbed her, then strangled her until she was unalived. Then he stripped her of her belongings, her phone, bag, ATM card, then goes out to withdraw all the money in her account. And he does it again and again, luring random women on the roadside, taking them to cheap motels. They smash, and he unalives them by strangling them, steals their belongings after he's finished, and goes his way like it never happened. There is no estimated amount that he collectively withdrew from the women's account that he killed. One victim had about 52,000 naira in her account, and he drained it. The killings looked like they weren't going to stop. David seemed to be unstoppable, killing when the urge came. Port Harcourt was hit hardest. Hotels, one after another. Some people started noticing these missing women, and the fact that they're not accounted for. They filled for a missing person report, but we all know how the police of this country is. Delays, excuses, asking money for logistics and fuel, extorting people rather than actually do their jobs. It wasn't until angry women stormed the streets to protest that the police finally decided to start, doing their actual job. Here's a picture of them protesting, and here's another picture of them protesting. And like every criminal who thinks they're untouchable, he slipped up. One victim survived. He didn't check if she was dead before leaving. He just thought she's probably dead like his previous victims. But she woke up, saw him, and screamed at the top of her voice, despite the fact that she was just strangled. David fled the scene, scared that the hotel's security would have heard her scream. Or one of the hotel staff's CCTV footage from the hotel also captured movements that matched the timeline. In a place where most cameras are mostly just to frighten people that they're being watched, or for decoration, this one actually worked. So the statement from the survivor and the CCTV footage gave the police an idea of who he was. They tracked him down and arrested him on the 19th of September 2019. How they tracked him down: David always wore the same clothes whenever he went on these unaliving spree. So the dry cleaners from the hotel told the police what it looked like, and he was arrested at a bus station trying to flee the state. After they arrested him, drove him back to the station, because he didn't struggle when he was arrested, he started confessing. Different numbers got thrown around: 7, 9, even up to 15 women he murdered. But court records show multiple murder convictions. In October 2020, a Rivers State court found him guilty and sentenced him to death. This is what he looked like after the police caught him, wearing that same shirt he always wears. And this is another one. This is the picture where he's being taken to carry out his judgment. Here's the part that's chilling. This wasn't a robbery gone wrong. This was a pattern, planned, repeated, and without obvious motive beyond an urge. You read the news and you think, why? But the answer is that, because he wanted to, there was no specific reason or cause as to why he killed all those women. And that's the gracious David West story. Hotels, robbery, strangling, a survivor, CCTV, and finally arrest. If you want more of these, the weird, the awful, and the unbelievable from around Nigeria, like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button.